Hey everyone, this is Nargile13 coming at you with another hookah shisha review. Today we are reviewing 421 Love Candy. So we'll start out with we'll go with the cut. If you watched any of my other reviews of 421 so far, it's the exact same cut. You know, it's not too leafy, and there's not a bunch of stems in there. It's cut really nicely and kind of like mush. It's just kind of like mush, you know.
Diced to perfection, I'd almost say.
Yeah. And then, as you can see, if you can see, it's dyed pretty much orange.
A little darker orange.
Yeah. The smell of it, it's pretty much what I get out of it is, well, first of all, if you look at the front of it, it kind of makes you think of a red lollipop or a tootsie roll. A tootsie roll, and which that's pretty much what it looks like, is a tootsie roll, tootsie pop. But it's, at first I thought it was kind of more of a red, like cherry tootsie pop. But then I got to smelling it more, and it smells a lot more like an orange, just like an orange tootsie pop. But it also has a little bit of that cherry smell in it. Tootsie. But yeah, so it's if I were to pinpoint to one flavor that I would think it mostly smells like, I think it smells like an orange Tootsie Pop. And, I don't know about you, but...
Yeah, I'd definitely say the smell, you definitely get the stronger orange Tootsie Pop smell, but I will add that we do get a little bit of the red cherry smell to it, obviously.
Very, very subtleness of cherry into it.
But yeah, mainly you get that orange Tootsie candy smell. Very, like, the smell, it smells pretty bold.
Yeah. If I were to give it a rating on, like, the smell of an orange Tootsie Pop, like, it'd be like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's almost
like, it's
completely identical.
It definitely smells like an orange Tootsie Pop, but it also has a little bit of that kind of more like cherry red flavor to it.
Yeah, almost as though they
smell
just kind of gave it a little sprinkle, like you'd give a sprinkle of sprinkles on top of ice cream.
Yeah.
Like you just add that perfect little top coat to add to the flavor.
But yeah, so the taste, definitely kind of. It's not as strong as the smell is. That's what I've noticed with any 421 flavor so far. The smell of their shisha is always really kind of intense smelling, kind of like exotic smelling. But then the taste is always more natural and kind of calm and...
Yeah, definitely when
subtle.
you first smell it, you're assuming that it's hopefully going to be as bold as it, but it's more of a laid-back kind of taste to it. Like, you get the taste perfectly fine, but it's not like, wow, overwhelming, boom, like, all over. But yeah, the taste, it definitely tastes like a orange Tootsie Pop.
Yeah,
with the
definitely get the
cherry
orange flavor in there. What I've also noticed about this flavor, and kind of with this brand, but more with this flavor and brand kind of reminds me almost of Al Fakir. And I'm sure plenty of you guys have had Al Fakir. It's from what I know of, it's kind of a decently popular flavor. Not popular as in like a lot of people buy it all the time because they love Al Fakir. Al Fakir isn't a bad brand. That was the first brand I ever started smoking when I first started smoking hookah. But if I were to even compare it to like orange Al Fakir, it's kind of similar to that, I would say. If I were to say taste-wise, I think Al Fakir might be a little bit more orangey, like more intense, not as subtle as this one.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the same kind of area of taste. He wouldn't know, he hasn't tried it.
How about I've tried Al Fakir?
Yeah. Well, like one flavor, but...
One flavor.
But,
good insight.
But yeah, it reminds me of orange Tootsie Pop, and
Tootsie Pop.
tootsie, with a little bit of red into it, red cherryness into it, and it also really reminds me of Orange Alfacher too, but it's nowhere near as intense as Orange Alfacher. I mean, Alfacher itself isn't that exotic or intense either, but this one's a little bit more subtle. I mean, it's not a bad flavor at all.
No, definitely top 2 of the 421s we've tried.
Yeah, I would agree. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent flavor. If you really like orange and you're wanting to try a new brand, I would definitely recommend it. And if you like more natural shisha, I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't into the like really intense candy flavors, and want more of a natural taste. I would say this one's good. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a good flavor overall. I mean, if I were to rate the flavor itself, like the flavor and the smell, and well, here, let's check out the smoke too. We never really did that. Yeah, so pretty typical 421 smoke so far. I mean, it's pretty thick and it's not too crazy thick, but it's not like, you know, super thin
Barely
smoke.
there.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good smoke. But altogether, the brand, the flavor, the smell, the smoke, altogether, I think I'd give this flavor about maybe like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not bad, but it's not amazing either.
It's
But
not one
it's-
of those flavors that stick out there, but it's not one of the flavors
Yeah.
where it's like,
Pretty
don't
much.
really want to smoke it.
Yeah, the intensity of the flavor, like if we were to narrow it down to just the intensity of flavor, I think, rating-wise, I think I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
And at,
Like,
at
it's-
times I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah.
But
It's definitely there. You can taste the orange, and you know it's there. You know what you're smoking. If you weren't to like say know what you were smoking, you just came up to this hookah and started smoking it, and you tasted it, and it was going good, you would be able to tell that it's orange. You know, the flavor's there, and it's not bad at all, but it's a very subtle flavor. Other than that, I mean, I think that's really all I can think to say.
yeah, it's
And
that sums it up.
also, if you're curious, the thing I always forget if you watch my reviews, I am smoking out of my single pair Kaluma Moon hookah with my Vortex bowl and 3 Coca Mazayas on top, and we've been smoking this for about half an hour now.
half an hour,
Probably about half an hour
a
now,
little bit longer.
and it's still going decently good. I have noticed with this brand so far, sometimes you can keep it, if you tend to it really nice, it will go pretty long actually. I got it going for like 2 to 3 hours the other night out of a Vortex bowl, and that's pretty good. I mean with a Vortex bowl, depending on what brand it is, I guess, I usually mostly only get it going for like about an hour to hour 45 minutes, but I had this going over 2.5 hours, so if you tend to it right. Otherwise, sometimes if you don't tend to it right, it might burn, and you might just want to get to the point where you want to switch flavors. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I can think of to
Yeah, good brand,
talk
good
about
flavor.
it. Yeah,
Subtle flavor, but it's still good.
yeah. It's definitely, if you like subtle flavors, you'll probably like 421 brand.
At least so far from what we've noticed.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos and subscribe. Thanks, guys.